Dang. Whoop. Hey, good morning, Roll Gang, and welcome on in to a fresh episode. Oh shit!
Oh no!
Major malfunction on Instagram. Major. Oh god. We got knocked by the zoo. Let's run this back. You ready? Good morning, Roll Gang, and welcome on inside to a fresh week of Weekday Wake and Bakes. I am your one of two hosts, Processor Sky, joined by the beautiful Miss Rachel.
Yeah, we're a package deal.
Package deal up in this bitch. Package deal. Package deal. I have no idea what the fuck that means. Super excited to smoke some weed and figure it out. Rachel is actually hyped to be here this morning.
What?
Right? How are you doing? How are you doing
good.
today?
I mean, as usual.
Chilling and vibing.
Yeah, in the coffee, of course. So.
Got a special coffee from your special barista.
Thank you for making it.
How'd you sleep last night?
Pretty good.
Yeah? You
Yeah.
don't really remember?
I mean, no, I remember having dreams, but I don't remember what they were.
I feel that.
So it was one of those situations, but
Yeah.
yeah, good
I
day.
actually think I had dreams I don't remember last night too.
It's weird. Sometimes, like, I'll get not necessarily deja vu throughout the day after I can't remember my dreams, but it's like throughout the day they'll like trickle back in somehow. So
Isn't that weird?
it's so weird. Dreams have always fascinated me. I used
So
to write
fucking weird.
papers about them in college because everything
Yeah.
else was boring. So.
No, it's honestly, I love sleep studies because of that reason. It's kind of interesting. We all go to sleep every night, and then magically every morning we have awoke. So naturally, per the Weekday Wake and Bake and Stoner laws, we are blessed to have a smoke. If you have awoke, we are blessed to have a smoke, which is why we like to come on here, go live, smoke up with the Roll Gangsters. I mean, that's not the only reason why. We fucking love the Roll Gangsters. Everybody tuning in on all the streaming platforms. Y'all are all the shit. Gotta give a major shout out to the sponsors of the show before we get on into this fabulous Motivational Monday episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake, where we read off some of these amazing motivational quotes we found and get motivated for this week's worth of adversities. But before we get on into the Motivational Monday content, got to give a major shout out to the sponsors of the show. Do you want to hit those off?
Of course. First up, we have WWnB University, the first ever cannabis college where you can go and gain all of your cannabis knowledge. Anything related in the industry, they got you covered. So shout out to WWnB and use promo code ROLLINGSPOON for 10% off your tuition.
Absolutely love it. The first ever cannabis college to boost your cannabis knowledge. And also,
the Rolling Spoon, the cannabis multi-tool that helps you seal the deal and roll a dime every time.
Every time. We got WWnB University and the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool, the name sponsors of every episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake, the first ever cannabis college, and the predominant rolling tool. So I'm going to use my handy dandy rolling spoon to roll up a nice little joint of this peyote cookies here on the show as we dive on into this week's motivational quotes. Rachel's going to read off some of these motivational quotes, and we're going to go ahead and smoke and break them down with you guys. So really fucking excited to hop on in. Do you want to read off the first motivational quote here on this Motivational Monday? Rachel?
Yes, I do.
Yes, your game?
Yeah, this one is from Dr. Seuss, and then we also have one from Walt Disney, and then we have two from this random guy we found called PS Guy. No idea what that stands for or anything. I'm sure.
Your processor.
Yeah, I have two from Mr. Processor Sky over here. So we'll start off with the Dr. Seuss one. And it says, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer any direction you choose. I
fucking love Dr. Seuss, the creator of Sam I Am, Green Eggs and Ham, with another absolute banger. I wonder which amazing Dr. Seuss book this one came from. But can you read it one more time?
Yeah, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer any way or any direction you choose.
This quote is the essence of Motivational Monday. You know, we have awoke with another opportunity to smoke, and with our brain firmly encapsulated within our head, our feet punching the ground through our shoes, and we have an opportunity to choose the flow in which we live. It's really that simple. You know what I mean? Like, the ambiguity is almost a prison. Like, you have to pick what you do. Shout out to, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here in this Motivational Monday, but it's not always easy to make decisions. We're very indecisive breed. However, we have brains. We have feet for a reason. We must choose our path and stick with it, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
It's a crazy quote, isn't it? It's a crazy world. You kind of just have opportunity that's given to you by your brain and your feet, and you can use them to choose your path. Pretty magical, isn't it?
Pretty magical. Dr. Seuss is a legend with the quotes, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Very sentimental.
Absolute legend with the quotes. Read it one more time.
You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer any direction you choose.
So steer your directions this week, Roll Gang. Absolutely steer this boat, because guess what? Ain't nobody can but you.
Your mom said it might be of places you'll go. I feel like that's the one that I thought of when I heard it. But
oh, the places you'll go.
I'll look it up after the show.
Legendary Dr. Seuss quote here on this Motivational Monday episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. What's the next one?
The next one is the second one of the show from Walt Disney.
Walt Disney.
Yeah. And it is, the difference between winning and losing is most often not quitting. The difference between winning and losing is most often not quitting.
The difference between winning and losing. A lot of people would think it's the difference between success and failure. But failure is success. You know? Failure is the only way, the most efficient way to learn.
Failure is a great lesson almost in learning, I think. And
yes.
I don't think failure is bad.
No, failure isn't bad.
It's character building. You
yeah.
know, it helps make you into who you are and gives you either more passion and drive for it, or it just changes your direction that you're looking in something else and go for that.
Yeah.
So.
Literally.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's so true, because, you know, life isn't about, the quote is, the difference between winning and losing is most often not quitting. So winning is obviously winning. It's easy to win, it's fun to win. But losing is also winning because it's an opportunity to learn. So if losing and winning are both winning, the only way you can really lose is to not try, to not play. So really, I absolutely love this quote from Walt Disney. Do it. Send it. The only difference between winning and losing is trying again. So, get up and give it a fucking go. When you fall off your bike, scrape up your knee, put a Band-Aid on that motherfucker, and go for another ride. It's the only thing to do.
Remember getting scrapes on your knee as a kid?
Yep. And my dad forcing me to get back on the bike. I don't wanna. Sam, you're doing it. And I'm glad he did. Actually, really, it wasn't only that. There was this one time we were riding a four-wheeler down this giant hill. And I was driving. I was probably 10, 11 years old. He was letting me drive. It was me, my dad, and then on the very back seat was our friend Billy. 3 people and I was driving. I fucking flipped the ATV. And by the grace of whatever power, we are all unscathed. My dad kicked a four-wheeler the entire way down the hill. It flipped on top of us and he just kind of kicked it the whole way down. And we got down, the handlebar was bent, but it was pretty drivable. He made me finish the trip.
It's horrifying.
You know what I mean? We sat there for so long because I wouldn't get back in the driver's seat. But my dad was like, we're not going anywhere till you drive again. So he kind of instilled this value super early on in me. It's not about, failure has this innate ability to make your heart pound. When you fail, the self-consciousness is real. But, God, it's so important to fight it. It's so important to ruthlessly battle against that fear and hop on back on the horse.
Yeah.
Right? So, read one more time that quote. Sorry, Rach.
It's okay. The difference between winning and losing is most often not quitting.
Difference between winning and losing is most often not quitting. Absolutely love it. What's the last one before the Canna quote of the week?
Well, this one is one from Samuel here. Do you want to read these ones since you came up with them?
No.
Okay. I will. So this one, like I said, from your Processor Sky, and it is, life is a series of prisons. It's about how free you choose to be in them.
Okay, one more time.
Life is a series of prisons. It's about how free you choose to be in them. What made you come up with that?
I just realized it. I probably realized it from work. I have my first ever 8-hour job. I've been at it for 6 months, and I looked in the mirror. I realized I'm righteously choosing to go to prison every day. I am doing the same things every day. I go to work, and my brain turns off. It's all I know what.
You go into autopilot whenever you work. 100%.
That's it. And I realized it's just like prison. And then I looked around in my beautiful house. It's just like prison. Can't really leave. It takes a lot of work, energy, passion, and honestly, a horrible decision to leave. Las Vegas. Our families and friends. Our relationships. They're all these mini prisons that keep us from having certain freedoms, But we choose to be in them. It's such a mind fuck, It's almost like we don't want the ability to make decisions. We feel more comfortable within our little boxes. However, we can choose how free we are in them. It's the biggest mind fuck ever. I know. But if you can't escape the prison, If you're hypothetically in prison, the only way is to be free within the walls. You know what I mean? If you're in prison, you can huddle up and read a book and do nothing. Or you can go out and run that shit. Or you can go to the basketball court and ball out. Or you can, trap illicit substances or become a prostitute. Like, however you choose to be free in your prison is how you would choose to be free in life. I really think it's a great mental, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's good. I'm just stuck up on you saying relationships are like prison. But that's all.
Well, do you see what I'm saying at least? Like prisons are to limit your options, correct? Like, prisons limit your freedom. And, like, being in a relationship is saying, I want to be kept within the walls of this person. And, you choose to be in it. Like, I do. I choose to be within your walls. And I would choose it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. Why would I deprive myself of multiplicity in life? Because it's how I choose to be free, Because I deem it significant. I found this prison comfortable, and so I want to stay. I am imprisoned. I have been imprisoned for years as a fan of the Tennessee Titans. Absolute lukewarm at its finest. They're not good. They're not bad. Every single year. But I'm not going to sit here and choose to become a Chiefs fan. I could. I have the freedom to. But I just think life is a bunch of mini prisons. A bunch of them. A series of them. It's about how free you choose to be within them.
Okay.
What's your take on it? For real, I need your take.
No, I like it, and I agree. I feel like a lot of the times certain things that you love or that you do, you feel like kind of hold you back in a sense. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't think prisons hold you back.
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
hold you back from being able to live your life, but if you're in there,
not necessarily. Some people are those people that go to prison because they like it better there. Like, genuinely, they're nothing on the street.
There's another huge problem if there's people that would rather commit a crime to live in jail than to live on the streets or to be homeless because, at least you get food in jail. I'm not saying...
For free.
Yeah. So I understand if you're in a horrible situation, but that's still,
And if you're, a mob boss in there?
It's not the solution. Well, if you run that, then... why would anybody necessarily want to leave if they have all the power in the place?
Right.
So I guess
if you're the mob boss and then you go out and you have to be a fucking librarian, send me fucking back. Being a librarian may be considered a worse prison that, all these different prisons. We choose which ones to be in most of the time. You can commit a crime and not choose to be in them. A lot of prisons we don't choose to be in, actually. We're born into a lot of them. It's just really how we choose to view it that matters. How we choose to move with the lack of options. I don't know. Let's move on to the last one.
Yeah.
Long ass breakdown. Let's fucking close out the show. Absolutely love Hemp with Gigi. We got Chelsea in the chat. We got Sky Soul Yoga, everybody tuning in. Absolutely love all you guys. Cali 420 love. Just absolute gang shit chilling in the chat.
That one's you.
You don't want to read the Canna quote of the week?
That one's you.
All right, but before we get on into the Canna quote of the week, your cannabis-centric motivational quote. Gotta give a shout out to the sponsors of the show, Oaksterdam University and the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool. the first ever Cannabis College, and the official roll toll of the Weekday Wake and Bake. So, the last quote, your Canna quote of the week: happiness is a fat ass dab. You must take the hit and endure the burn to feel the vibe. Happiness is not easy. It does not come to those who do not seek it. You have to try to be happy. You have to make effort. Love is hard. It's not ever intended to be easy. And we're not entitled to it. We have to work for it. Happiness is the same way. If you want to choose to be happy, you have to take a big ass rip. You have to endure the fat ass burn. And then you might be able to feel the vibe. Happiness, like a fat ass dab.
I like it.
Yeah?
Very creative.
Thank you, Rachel. I really appreciate you and all the Roll Gangsters and everybody tuning in to this episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake live on all of the streaming platforms. What the fuck are we doing?
What do you mean, what are we doing? We're streaming on 5 different platforms. We have YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram. And this was our Motivational Monday episode. We will be back tomorrow for a terpene review.
Terpene Tuesday.
Terpene Tuesday, that's the right way to say it.
Are you hopping on?
Pacific time, right?
Yeah.
Or Pacific time. Just making sure. I'm still getting used to it.
10 a.m. Pacific.
10 a.m. Pacific. We'll be back in these seats and good morning. Roll gang again.
Yo, are we judging a stream together?
You can have a co-host tomorrow.
Damn straight. I don't know what is about to go down tomorrow. We are going to have an absolutely rejuvenated Terpene Tuesday. It's not going to be your fucking Processor Sky all by his lonesome judging some herb. We might even get some oil up on the show, because in the huge emerging world of concentrates, you know, I'm personally not as much of a concentrate consumer. You know, my tolerance doesn't work with it. It gets me obliterated fast. But honestly, one of our amazing co-hosts here on the show, more of a concy than a flower girl.
Heartbreaking, you know.
It's not really heartbreaking. I understand it. Everybody's different. It's just kind of shocking how different, how much massive your tolerance is than mine, which is kind of scary.
Way. You've been smoking for thousands of days straight.
I'm sorry. It would take me a whole week and a half to finish that half gram of rosin. That baby, you had to conserve some to keep it.
Nah. We can go head to head.
Yeah, we're gonna taste some fresh. We're gonna judge some herb. I absolutely perplexed by the idea that Rachel's tolerance is so much more dominant than mine. I really feel like that needs studied. You know, the difference in therapeutic dose.
Female tolerance.
Female to male.
Male, yeah.
Yeah, cannabis tolerance, because honestly, I don't know. I don't want to put it out there. I think it's one of the only things that dominated by women. I don't want to say one of the only things. That's fucking bullshit.
What is that?
No, one of the many things. But, a surprising one. A surprising one, indeed. Right? That would be awesome. Let's try to prove that. Anyways, love all the Roll Gangsters. For Rachel and Processor Sky and our beautiful animals running around the set all the time, Mwah! Love you, Roll Gang.
Have a good one.
Tomorrow's gonna be a banger.
Monday.
Yeah, shout out.